Hey, what's up everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today I'm so excited to finally be taking a look at the new Ultimate Pinhead from NECA Toys. This is easily one of my most anticipated figures of the year. I absolutely love Hellraiser 1 and 2. I've actually really not gone any further in the franchise, although I watched some of the later sequels like Judgment. But I really dig Hellraiser 1 and 2, and I did not have a Pinhead for my horror icon collections. So this was an easy pickup for myself. I really hope that they do some of the other Cenobites as well. Let's get a new Chatterer, Butterball, female Cenobite. Let's just get new ones for them all, because I would 100% buy. But let's take a look at this package here. Really nice artwork on the front. Like the way that Pinhead looks and the electricity coming off of his head. You got the demons to some, angels to others, and then Hellraiser. He'll tear your soul apart. On the side of the packaging, it just says Hellraiser, NECA, Real Toys. On the back, we've got some promo images of the figure. We also have a small bio right there that you can pause and read, and he includes 3 weapons, 2 swappable heads, 2 different versions of the Lament configuration. On the other side here, it just says Hellraiser. On the top, it says Hellraiser. On the bottom, tells you the people responsible for this figure, and it actually includes some instructions on how to pull Pinhead's head off, which if you want to read those, go ahead and read it right there. I'll give you a demonstration though. It's pretty simple. And then of course, this being an Ultimate figure, you get the awesome window packaging, which has another promotional image of Pinhead looking amazing. Love the chains and everything in the background. And then of course the figure itself, which also looks incredible. And spoiler alert, I've already taken it out of the packaging, and it is a pretty incredible figure. Really excited to take this one out and show it to you guys, so let's not waste any more time. Of course, as usual, we're going to take a look at the accessories, then the figure itself. And here's a look at the backdrop that comes with the figure. Okay, and for accessories, he comes with 2 gripping hands, which have really nice details in them. This is a tighter gripping hand for some of the smaller weapons he comes with, and then this is a wider gripping hand for obviously the bigger weapons that he comes with. It's got some really nice blood details on the fingers. The sculpt work, of course, is next level because NECA is continuing to kill the horror action figure game. And these gripping hands turned out really nice, really good sculpted details. And he also comes with 2 relaxed hands, which also look pretty good. This is more of a closed grip hand, and this is more of an open sort of, this could be like a reaching out hand, I suppose, but same level of quality on both of these. Really nice sculpted details and paint work. Love the inclusion of the little bit of blood on the fingers. He also comes with 2 tiny instruments of torture. This is, of course, some sort of knife, and this would probably be some sort of saw, if I had to take a guess. Take a closer look at the saw right here. Really nice small details on the figure. The blood looks really nice. Oh yeah, you can totally see the small little nicks in there. So this is some sort of saw type weapon. Really tiny. It is pretty hard plastic too, so you might want to be careful with this one or it may break. But it looks pretty good. And then the small knife right here, which again looks really nice, has a little bit of blood detail on it. The paint apps are very clean for how tiny these are. And then we have this final hook type weapon right here, which also looks fantastic. Really good shades of gray and silver paint mixed in with the blood really make this have some nice detail to it. And of course, the sculpting is very nice. And all of these do fit on Pinhead's waist, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But we still have some more accessories. Next up here, we have the tiny closed Lament configuration, which looks fantastic. Really nice metallic gold paint on there. Very reflective. Looks very nice, very accurate to the film. So that is super dope. Really awesome. And then we have the open Lament configuration, which is just slightly different, but still has that same level of quality and detail that we've come to expect from NECA. And this Ultimate Pinhead with all of these accessories is looking great. Really nice details there. And then finally, we have the alternate head, which is the teeth gritting head. This is the tear your soul apart kind of head, and it looks fantastic. I think the likeness to Doug Bradley is really, really nice. The sculpted teeth details as well as the eyes are just fantastic looking. There's like a nice little mix of blue and some gray paint on the skin, so it's not just pure white. Looks very accurate to the film, and even has some really nice back of head details. And the pins are pretty soft, but they still would probably be pretty brittle if you press down in the wrong parts of the head. So you definitely want to be careful when you're handling this guy, especially swapping the heads, although they made it very easy to swap the heads, which I'll just show you right now. So the best way to do this, as the instructions said, grab him by the ears, gently twist and pull off. It is pretty easy to get his head off, and then just grip this alternate head by the ears and sort of do the same thing. Try not to apply too much pressure, but okay, it's pretty much on there. I am pressing a little bit down on the head, but just kind of wiggle it back and forth, and I am warping some of the pins, and there you go. Not so bad. Looks pretty damn awesome. I don't know if this is on all the way though. Looks like it's resting a little high. Maybe not, but there you go. There is a look at the alternate head. That looks fantastic. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Pinhead. Okay, and here is Pinhead out of the packaging, and he looks fantastic. I think NECA really nailed it on the sculpting and paintwork details of Pinhead. The neutral head and all of the details on the body and the cloth goods for the skirt piece are a really nice touch, and they actually include a bendy wire throughout the skirt so that you can actually get it into some different poses and make it look a little bit different. And that's just a really nice touch. NECA didn't have to do that, but I was really surprised when I saw it. He also has a surprising amount of articulation, although Pinhead really never moves around crazy or does any running or anything like that, at least is to my knowledge. But he does have some nice articulation, so you could get him into some goofy poses if you choose. But let's go ahead. We're going to take him off the stand and get a closer look at those wonderful details. Okay, so here is Pinhead up close and personal, and look at that wonderful, wonderful head sculpt. The neutral head is also fantastic and really does have great likeness to Doug Bradley. Really impressed with how NECA managed to pull off this sculpt, and I think this figure looks much better than the promo pics made it look out to be. I think they might have changed something with the pins, but I think the pins actually look really nice. They're not too big, they're not too small, and of course they made them a little bit pliable so that if he does take a tumble off your shelf or you do need to put a little pressure on the head, you can. They are nice and soft, but still be very careful, and I also recommend only moving the head by using the ears just to be safe. Rather be safe than sorry, although NECA has great customer service, so if your Pinhead is a little warped or you end up breaking him, I'm sure they would take care of you. But yeah, the eye details look really fantastic, and like I was saying with the alternate head, the mix of the blue and gray with the white paint apps on the head just look incredible. Really nice look at the ear. It's a good sculpted ear right there. And then on the back of the head, of course, you have those wonderful details as well. And on the back, you also have some more silver paint too, which is really nice. And I like the sculpt of the outfit too. It looks very nice on his little tortured bits right here. You can see all the blood, and the skin looks really gross, really disgusting. Same thing with his belly button there. Really nasty. And he has the string going through it, which is how you attach those various accessories I was telling you about. They just hook on to the string, which it can be a little tricky, but it's not too bad. So there you go. And you can put them on there however you'd like, but they do just hang off of that little string right from Pinhead's belly button. And the sculpt work of the suit, I don't really know what to call it, looks fantastic. There's also a nice little mix of brown paint in there, a little bit of reddish to it. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's very faint there in the black. And the arms as well feature really nice black sculpted details. Really just looks like Pinhead jumped straight out of the movie, and I'm randomly holding him in my hand. There's also some more paint variation on the back here. A little bit of a brownish color just in those 4 little spots. Again, it's kind of hard to see on camera, the paint variation, but it is there. It is there. And then moving down, the skirt is a nice soft goods material. It's very reflective. I really like the way this turned out. It looks very accurate to the film. Love the sheen that it gives off as well. That just looks so good. NECA really went above and beyond on this Pinhead. And then for the legs, we also have plenty of sculpt work underneath. Just take a look at that. And I really like these shin guards. They have like this faint purple paint on them that just looks incredible. And when the light hits it just right, it looks so good. Never knew Pinhead had some freaking sweet armor on underneath the skirt, but man, that looks incredible. Really great sculpt work. And Pinhead actually doesn't really have an ass either. It's mostly just the ball joint in there, but of course it's covered by the skirt. And like I was saying, the skirt does feature bendy wire. It's in 2 parts on the back here, so you can fold them together if you'd like underneath this little soft piece of plastic. But the bendy wire runs all the way down on both sides of this and all the way around on the front, so you can pose it, you can get it to move around, anything you'd like. That's really awesome. A really nice touch to include some bendy wire. And just thinking about how inexpensive this figure is, it's really amazing that some companies that charge even more than this can never include bendy wires with their cloth goods. So NECA really knocked this one out of the park. The sculpt and the paint app details are absolutely incredible. Really have no complaints about the details of this figure. So now let's go ahead and move on to the articulation. Okay, so Pinhead can actually look up a decent amount, and he can move his head down as well. And of course, you get the side to side, and you can still get some tilt out of it as well. You just got to be very careful when you're posing it. These shoulders move out about that far, which is still pretty good. On the upper torso right here, it is nice and soft right where the joint comes in, so that you can get that little bit of extra range of movement, which is very nice. Very nice touch there. He also has double jointed elbows that work great, give you way more than 90 degrees. And of course, it swivels at the bicep, and then it also swivels down at the forearm just a little bit. The hand can rotate, and it is on a horizontal hinge, so it goes out that way and goes in that way. And same thing with the other arm. The other hand is also a horizontal hinge. He also has a diaphragm joint right here that gives you some range of movement, although not a whole lot. There is the crunch forward, and the crunch backwards really does not exist. Just ever so slightly, but it kind of is just him standing up straight. And then moving down, taking a look at the leg articulation, of course, Pinhead can kick out very far. Very good range of movement. Single jointed knees that give you exactly 90, and the joint is completely hidden by this nice little flap on the knee. You also get the thigh swivel, which is probably frozen on that one. Let's try this one. There you go, the thigh swivel. It is there, it exists. And of course, the swivel at the knee is also there, ever so slightly. And then the feet are really freaking frozen. This one, you can see that he does have some ankle pivot, and the foot can go down really far, and it can also come up a decent amount. So overall, the articulation is actually really nice on this figure. NECA really didn't have to do much for the legs, but they went above and beyond. And the double jointed elbows are also fantastic. So now let's go ahead. We're going to put him up against some other NECA horror icons, and we're going to see just how he scales. All right, here is Pinhead next to the NECA Ultimate Halloween 2 Michael Myers and the Ash vs. Evil Dead Ash, the Bride of Chucky and Trick or Treat Sam, then with Roy Boy Jason and New Nightmare Freddy, and with the movie Maniacs McFarlane Norman Bates and a NECA Laser Shot Predator. And finally, for some shits and giggles, we have a Star Wars Black Series Admiral Piet and the Mezco 1/12 Ascending Knight Batman. So overall, I absolutely love this figure. I think NECA absolutely knocked it out of the park. They went above and beyond with the articulation, and the sculpted details did turn out really nicely. The additional hands and other accessories are a welcome addition to this figure. And even though I did not own the original Pinhead, just taking a look at some photos, I can definitely tell that this is a pretty major upgrade. So I'm really happy to finally have the Pinhead in my collection. So what did you guys think of this figure? Are you gonna pick it up? Did you already pick it up? Let's talk Pinhead in the comments down below. Of course, if you enjoyed my review, don't forget to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about action figure news. We're doing reviews, and we also have our weekly talk show, Figure It Out, where we discuss mostly Star Wars The Black Series, but also a healthy dose of NECA. So I'm Nate from Out of the Basement. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.